Tooth Fairy 2 is an enjoyable film. It's maybe not quite as good as the first film, but I still enjoyed it. This was released in 2012. It's directed by Alex Zab, written by Ben Zazove. I apologise if I've mispronounced that. And we have a cast including Larry the Cable Guy as Larry. And Larry kind of accidentally suggests to a child that the Tooth Fairy isn't real. And then he is magically transported to the land of the Tooth Fairies and has to don the costume and become a Tooth Fairy, and that's what it's about. And as a concept, I think it works really well. It worked really well in the first film. I thought it was really entertaining to have in this film as well. It's a similar premise, but with a lot of different scenarios, so it feels like a worthy sequel while still retaining the qualities that made the first film really enjoyable. And I love the costume. Larry, the Tooth Fairy's costume is simple yet effective. I love the colour of it. It's very eye-catching. As a character, I thought Larry is quite likeable, a likeable character. I enjoyed seeing him as the Tooth Fairy and enjoying his journey there. It was a decent narrative. It's a decent character. There's nothing really about it that doesn't work. The pacing to begin with was very slow. The pacing definitely could have been a lot better, and once the main narrative kicked in, the pacing definitely improved, but I think had they quickened the intro and got to the main point a little bit more quickly, we could have maybe got a little bit more out of the character of the Tooth Fairy, but what we got was good. I just think we could have had a little bit more. The characters are well written, the performances are very good, visually it's quite an appealing film, the costume definitely draws the eyes, absolutely. I think they did a great job with the design of that, and in general, it's a decent film. If you liked the first film, then I'd say this is worth checking out. I think you might enjoy it. If you didn't like the first film, I'd say you're probably not going to like this, partly because it does feel very similar, and also because, as I said, it's maybe not quite as good. So unless there's a specific reason why you're interested in the sequel, maybe the cast, for example, then I'd say probably not worth it. But if you liked the first film, and I do recommend watching the first film first, but you don't need to. You technically could watch them in any order, but I do recommend that. And if you liked it, check it out. Tooth Fairy 2 is a straightforward concept, reasonably well executed, great cast and performances. The costume looks brilliant. Ultimately, while it's not as good as the first film, I still thought Tooth Fairy 2 was an enjoyable experience.